Hey guys, all right, we are starting on the cover. Yes. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some fabric piecing. Now I have got him all cut out on the pieces that I'm going to be interested in doing something different on. So there's the jacket, and then the sleeves are different than the collar and lapels of the jacket. So I have a ton of material to choose from, and so I'm going to be just bringing you guys along for the ride. I don't think I want any of that, and I'm not sure about that. We'll wait and see what else we've got here. Okay. That might make an interesting vest. So we'll put this off to the side. This one is a little too much bigger. This one's a little tighter look to it. Now, I like a little bit of this for in these little bits and pieces. We are going to paper piece that together as well. Now these I had pulled out for the different parts of his suit and such. These are those random, things that you get. Let's see. I like this one. I think for the sleeves. I think. So we'll put that there. And this is the one I was thinking of for the vest. I thought it's very textured. And I thought it would be nice as the vest. I just wish it was a little smaller and tighter because the vest is, pretty small. And I might use a piece of this in his hat. This piece is definitely for the lapels. So that would be the lapels. Oops. I don't think there's anything in, oh yeah, the scarf. That would be the lapels. This would be the vest. And then this would be the sleeves. I think that all looks pretty good together. And then what we have left, we will incorporate into the hat and such. Okay, so let's put these. I have this one as well. I think I'll put that over here. That might make a very nice hat. And it's not quite wide enough. But I'd have enough to do the top, and then I'd have enough to do the hat itself. Okay, so maybe that's what that will be. And nothing on that. This might be interesting in the hat piece. Too flowery, too big. No. No. Oh, I like that. I like that. Too big. This is what I had originally got for his jacket. Do I think I like that better? See, I have this for the hat, which I think I'm going to like. This for the vest. The purple for the outside. Do I like this better? Or do I like this better? I think I might like this better as long as I use one of the busier areas so that it looks like it's a lot of little tiny pattern. I don't know. Decisions. Okay. So, do I like... I don't know. I think this is definitely in the running. And that's it. That is all of the choices that I pulled out, and I'm not pulling out anymore. Now this, where did I put my scarf material that I wanted? That's not it. Oh, there is so much. Here it is. I got this at the, yeah, I did. Goodwill. It's polyester cotton, but I thought that this was kind of nice and that maybe I would stamp on it or something. I don't know. The scarf, now that I kind of see it, I'm not thinking that I'm feeling that one. Okay. So, let's get started. And the first thing I'm going to do, since I'm kind of on the ropes about everything else, is let's go ahead and cut out the vest. And I will have to find a pocket. Now, do I like it going better this way or this way? I think definitely this way. Alrighty. I'm going to cut this out. I think maybe these scissors will do it. No, not nearly as nice. Let me go and get my fabric scissors. I do not see them sitting around here, so I shall return. Okay, guys, so basically what I did was I took all the pieces, put the glue down on the front side of the piece and laid it down onto my fabric, and I cut it out. Now you do want to make sure that your edges are really well glued down. Now the hat I did where I tried to leave, I didn't get it real well right there, but I tried to leave enough to wrap it, because the hat kind of, you know, isn't going on top of another piece per se. So I just thought it would be better kind of wrapped. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the ascot. And I have not done this piece yet, which I will show you how, you know, how I've been doing it. Smaller scale, same thing. So I have my vest, my lapels, my jacket and arms, and the hat. So now I am going to do, and I've got all of these little bits and pieces here. So, well, I've got, let's see, in purple, I've probably got a large enough piece. I can do one of these. No, not really. So, and I got a stamp set. It's an old one, and it was a celebration one, fresh vintage. This was 2012-ish, 2013, somewhere in there, I believe. And I've been using this stamp because his clothing has a lot of swirls and that kind of stuff. And so I've been using that stamp to kind of augment. I don't know that you'll be able to pick it up. I will hold it up. Can you see where I've stamped in there? And I used green on that one. And I was trying to see if I was going to like this material. And I'm using these little stays-on things I got at, I believe I got them at Michael's. It could have been Joann's. And so I was playing around with this. And it stamps on it wonderfully. But I don't know. This is, I coffee dyed this. This was a scarf that I found at someplace. And I don't know. I don't know if I'll like all of this on him or with the silver, but it is kind of steampunky. So I don't know. We're still thinking on that one. Anyway, so I am going to, ooh, wrong scissors. I am going to cut out each one of these pieces, and I'm going to keep them in order. Okay. That actually, I'm going to try and leave that one hooked because it's actually the same material, and that would look interesting. So there's that. And that, and this. No. Which way did it go? This way. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, and I do have one here, so I can keep them in order. I didn't realize I had one. So, I want to use one of these on there. See, these are kind of smaller here, so let's just do this little one on the end. And I am going to wrap these because I think it will give it, you know, well, definitely, there's no thinking about it. It will give it more thickness, more 3D effect. So I'm definitely going to leave myself enough space, enough material, so that I can wrap these little pieces. And they're just going to be little tidbits of material. So, and I can't tell you how many times I put glue on the back and glued them on and went, oh, geez, you know, because it's just habit. Hey, that's what you do, right? Now this one, I think I'm going to use my stamp. And what color do I want? I got this cloudy sky. Let's try that one. Might not be a whole lot of ink on this one. Okay. Oop, oop. Oh, goodness. It's got a mix of colors, which is, oh, goodness, which is fine. So I think I'm going to glue it right about here. And this, this Dreams Etc. glue is working great on the material. So, yeah, so far, the only thing I'm not wild about is the bottle that it comes in. Although, guys, remember, it does actually come in. Just put that right about there, I think. Yeah, that'll be good. Leaving enough room to... it does come in one of these. The Dream Accessory Professional Designer Glue, Strong Adhesive, Dries Clear, Acid-Free, Non-Toxic. And this tip, ooh, it's blowing up on me. So, and then I've got this piece. Let me go ahead and cut this out so I can kind of see what I've got here. Okay, so I have these two pieces, and I think I will take a little piece of this, but I want to get some of this purple in. So, see, it's just automatic. You're going to glue on the, you know, on the white side, not on the colored side. Yeah, I'm going to get this right about here. Cut some of that off. So there's that. Now I'm going to need, for this one, I'm going to need something very thin. And you know, this might work. A little added vavoom. Little added color there. So let's pick this up. Hello. There we go. You want to make sure, if you did do it like this, that you're going to get it down in the shape it's supposed to be in. So what I'm going to do, flip this over. I'm going to lay this down, because this is the piece that goes inside. And I'm going to lay this down and get it to the proper shape, so that the two, it can be a little more open, because you are going to have material that you have to get around. But there, I think that'll be excellent. 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 Okay, let's give this a little trim. And then this one, I think I'll use this gray. I think this is going to be large enough. Right there. And then I don't think, if I do this, I'm not going to be able to really wrap it, but it's going to be thick enough. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Maybe I'll just, it'll be kind of the, let's do this piece right here. I think, look, see, I'm going to glue on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, baby. Opposite 101 today. Oh, that's the, let's see. Okay, so right here, I like that color right there. Okay, I'm going to cut this out. Kind of stupid to get yourself in the middle of your material, but you know what? I want the piece I want, so whatever, right? Okay. So now we're going to, now I did not wrap the pieces of the jacket because they're going to kind of fit in one on top of each other, but I did go around carefully because you don't want to start splitting your material, but I did go around and ink so you don't see the white paper. Some spots I got better than others. Yeah, because you don't want to see that white paper. All right, but this one we won't have to worry about that. And I did it on the vest as well. And if you get little flyaways, just go back with your scissors and cut them off. Okay, so now we're going to, any of them that you think we're going to kind of need a little help, cut it right up to your item you're going to be slicing into, and that piece can come out of there. Yeah, just so it's easier to fold. I can cut that little corner off. And These scissors are a little unruly for little teeny things like this. And then I'm going to spread the glue onto my piece. You can even put it onto the material if you so desire. And I'm going to let that dry for just a second while I work on the next one, because I'm hoping that I will be able to just going to cut these corners off a little bit better, kind of like we do on our when we're making our mini albums and covering our journals and stuff, covering our chipboard. And I think this is just going to need kind of one in the center of each one, because it's pretty much a rectangle. This might need a little bit extra one. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on this one, because I want it to be like super tacky so that it will just fold over and hold. So let's see. Keep the material flat. And I'm just kind of pulling each piece. And that did seem to work, because it's staying nice. Once I lay it over, it's staying nicely down. Now it's starting to get a little too dry. That's going on to nothing. Let's see here. A little more glue, please. If you please. A little more glue. Okay, so there's the first piece. I love it. And we're just going to lay these over. And I think it goes this way. Oh yeah, that's gonna look nice. One right next to each other. Let's get rid of some of this bulk without cutting my fingers off. And I think that pretty much will take care of it. Just a little bit around the edge. And then some on the material. All right, there's that one. Then we're going to go in like this. Okay. Oops, putting in the wrong pile. All right. So we're gonna just give this a few little clippings. All right, let's go to this one and fold over. Yeah, this works very nicely for this material. I'm quite pleased with, and I had a little bit of hangover from the other side. Get that trimmed off. So there's our next piece. Oh, I'm so excited about this, guys. So excited. And I watched a video from Inette Kessler. And I actually used to watch her all the time, and just got, I don't know why I haven't watched her in a while, but I think I was watching Nelda, who is part of our Christmas thing, our Vintage Christmas Day thing, and I need to get rid of these corners. And it was, the next one was Inez. I can't. Well, now I can't remember her name at all. Kessler. I know it's Kessler. She does a lot of really cool stuff. See, now I'm not letting that dry, so might as well let it dry. Let it dry. So we're just gonna take a little V out there. That doesn't need to be that large. That doesn't need to be that large. There we go. Now, snip, snip, snip. Let's give it a little snip there. Just everywhere you think that, you know, you want your, take a little V out of that. And did I cut that? No, I did not. And let's take a little V out of this. You don't want it to overlap too much, because then it's going to make it too thick. And I didn't put any glue. And this is the most difficult one, and I am slacking. I'm slacking, guys. Just slacking. Okay. And I don't need all this. Put this over here. Just keep working it. This is lots of overlappage, so I'm going to cut that off and bring this around. And this over this way. It's more overlappage that I don't need. A little more glue. Okay, and I had, this was too long. It's sticking out off the other end. So here is our next piece. Isn't that turning out so cool? I love it. You guys have probably, I know you've been waiting for this day, because I've been telling you all about it and such, but I really appreciate it. I've been getting some good comments off of this series. I know one gal said she was going to do, I think it was Gail. Gail, I think you were going to do this to, oh, what was it? It was 12 Days of Christmas by Graphic 45, I think. Yeah, she lives by some outlet or something that is like a craft outlet place. And she said she gets all kinds of great deals. Yeah, all of us are jealous. Yeah, baby. So, But yeah, I've had a lot of good comments on this. So I wanted to make sure that I made, woo, so sorry, noisy. So let me cut a little bit of that off. That's good. That I did a good job for you. I hope y'all felt like I really worked this well. I love doing the stuff that nobody else really does, or at least I don't know of too many people doing this kind of stuff. I mean, they'll do it for their mixed media things, but they don't really do it for their mini albums. And I love doing mini albums, and I like doing journals too. And I am going to be doing some journals here. But, you know, I love all of this stuff. It just makes it so much more interesting, you know, than... Not that there's anything wrong with a plain mini album, you know. I mean, none of them are plain. But you know what I'm saying. It's not like a mixed media conglomeration thingy or something. It's more like just a regular mini album. And I make those. I don't have a problem making those. I love making those too, but... See, I'm going to cut off a little bit more of that excess. Okay. Yeah, this one's a little thicker. So it's a little slower to grab because it's got more pull coming back, wanting it to be straight. Hopefully I'm not boring you all. So my son took his kitties. He needed 2 cats, like he needed another hole in his head, but it's good for him in that now he has something else to take care of, and something that's, when he's home alone, that is loving on him. And you know, they're doing as much for each other as you know, if so, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I hope you know what I'm saying, because I can't figure out how else to say it. But so he took them to the vet. He doesn't really have the money to be doing that, but they needed it. I think the prognosis was that they had worms, which is what we thought. And so they got their medicine, and they said, you know, you should notice a difference very quickly. He says he already notices a difference, but I don't know that it was that quick. Now this one is wanting to do some little bit extra unraveling, so I am giving it a little bit of extra work. I'm working it, baby. And get those little threads to lay over. They're very short, but okay. So now I'm going to take this piece, which goes like this, and I'm going to go ahead and use the, ooh, yeah, don't need that much. And I'm going to lay this down right on the hat band. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not... I can go up higher, but I don't want to be off of the bottom part, because the bottom part has to fit in to the hat band. So, you know, that's going to have to, whichever way it's supposed to go. I think it's this way. But, you know, whichever way it goes, it has to fit onto that hat band. Or it actually goes a little bit underneath it. And so we want to make sure that we don't go too low. We can go higher because that's just going to go up on the hat. So it's not that big a deal. And this will also, if you can tuck in those little ends and get them squeezed between the paper. I'm also going to move this out just a little bit so I have room for the next pieces. There we go. It is going to make everything a little fatter. It is. Yeah, that's going to fit on there very nicely. So let's get... And let me just double check that I'm working with this the way it needs to be. Just like that. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. See, I've still got lots of good time for this to... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's good. Again, it's up over the top, but not over the bottom. And then I'm just going to fill in this space. I'm going to put my piece right in here and butt it up against. And you got to put a little bit of pressure and work the material a little bit to get it to go where you want it to go. Now that's a little lower than I want it, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that one. So we will see. I may have to just trim it and hope that it's not going to show too much, but we'll see. Okay, next is this one. I'm pushing in around the edges there. I'm going to glue all of this down. I don't know why I'm using this bottle instead of the other one. Really, don't know. Which way does this go? It goes this way. And just keep pushing it until you get it where you want it. You have to work it a little bit harder than you normally would work them because you want to try and fill in all those little gaps. Because it's, the material changes the shape. And if I have any piece that is not quite covered, but I'm happy with the location, I'm just going to go in and cut it out. No problem. Easy peasy. Now there's this big piece, and I got a little corner here that really needs to just come off of there. There we go. So I am in the middle of a dilemma, ladies. And I if I'm missing some gentlemen, it says that I have no gentlemen watching, but I know every once in a while I do have a man come on and watch. So I'm sorry if I only say ladies and there's a guy watching. Welcome aboard. But no, I am going to take and put the lid back on this puppy. And it's screw top, so that's kind of nice. Let me get this thing. Oh, for heaven's sakes, come on. But let's see where. Yeah, I want it this way. Oh yeah. My husband and I, we moved to Kentucky from Florida, and most of our family lives in Florida. What's left of it. Well, I've got a son and daughter that live in Florida. Whoops. And my husband has a brother that lives in Florida. So, and of course my grandbaby lives in Florida. And we have friends down there, and we have friends from other areas that own a home down there. So, you know, we're actually renting our old house, which is kind of cool. The lady a couple of houses down from our old house in Florida, rents a lot of them, or handles it as kind of a rental company for people that. Our little area is really heavy with people that are snowbirds. And so they live in their appropriate state or country, because a lot of them, including the person that purchased our home, is Canadian. And they just don't, you know, they don't come down until it's really cold wherever they're at, or they buy it for an investment, or, you know, when they're going to retire or something. So anyway, we called her to see if she could get us a house right on the water with a pool. And she goes, well, I can get you back into your own house, because we were right on the water. 5 minutes, you were out in the Gulf of Mexico, and we had a pool. So they put a new heater in the pool, which is going to be kind of nice, because it is going to be October. And so that'll be kind of nice to try out. So isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. Okay, now let's work on the hat. Where am I at here? So I'm going to do this off camera, guys. Now, with this one, it's just going to be and I'm going to cut out little triangles where it's going to kind of fold back on itself. You want to take that bulk off, and then just give yourself a couple of little cuts where it's angled at all. If it's just straight, you don't really need these, but you know, every few little bits. But if it's angled, you know, maybe every 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch, I'm going to take a little triangle off of the outside edge. And so that's the way you're going to do it, and you're going to glue all that down, because this is going to be too long of a video if I keep doing that. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys, look. Here's before. There's after. Look how cool. Love it. 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 Yes. Okay. So now we're going for the sleeves. And I believe this is this side. And I originally cut out this part here. But when I got to the other one, I decided to leave the material. So I just put a piece of material across there so that I had a little bit more substantial to glue this piece down without it going down inside, because I want it to sit up on top. So I'm also going to take a tidbit, which I don't have any of the gray. I just wanted to take a tidbit and give it something to, on both sides here, in between where this lapel goes. I want to add a bit of material. So, again, there's something for the lapel to lay on without it getting, let's see, I need a piece, without it getting, you know, falling down into the groove. Because again, I want it to stand up and look like it is laying on top of the other material. So, little trick there. Let's see, is this going to be large enough? Yeah. I'll just cut this little piece off. And we're just going to put some, this is stuff that's not going to be seen. I don't want to do it on my paper because I watch working on your paper. Okay, so there's that, and then here's the lapel. There we go. Bend it around a little bit, whatever you need to do to get it where it needs to be. There. And then his mustache, we're going to do a nice full mustache, but both of those have got the ends clipped off, and they needed to keep them on there. Oh, yeah. What are you going to do? And there's that. And then this one. Look at how cool that is. I mean, he's just popping off the page, and I haven't done anything with this face. Here is the vest. I have to do the button still on the vest, and I think I'm going to cut it. Oh, I love it. Wow. Yes. Okay, guys, I am going to figure out the scarf. I'm going to work on his goggles. I will come back to you for that. I got to find a button, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do with his ascot. I might look at my hankies. Okay. So anyway, yay! I love it. I hope you guys love it. And there's still lots more to do. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, just a quick thing. I forgot that he has little flaps on his vest. And so I just eyeballed it and cut. But because I want to be able to look more like a two-sided vest instead of just a solid piece with a button on it. But I forgot the flaps. So I'm taking a piece right side up to the wrong side of the vest piece and gluing that down on the edge. And then once it dries, I'm going to fold it over and tack it down. So I thought I would bring you along for the other one. Now it needs to come in from this section, and it needs to, when it folds over, look like a lapel. So it needs to be the same shape as this one does. And I did use the little edge that is on it. So I am going to, actually I think I need to have this opposite for this one. So I'm going to cut this. Okay, so right side up. let me see here. If I cut it this way, yes, there we go. Okay. So I put the two wrong sides together and cut the same shape to get the two wrong sides together and cut the same shape. Because you want, when you're gluing it down to the wrong side of your vest pieces, you want the correct side facing you. Okay. So that is just another little thing that I wanted to show you. So we had that. Now I still have to go and find my button. All right, be back. Hey guys. Okay, let's see. You can hear me. Good. So he's got a clock. So I put some foam dots on the back of this clock that I had. I think it's a Tim Holtz one. And I had a piece of silver chain, and I just double-sided taped it. When I take the double-sided tape off, I should be able to squeeze a little bit of glue down in there, which will just help it stay better, whatever, however that works. I have a few little... I had to cut one of the double-sided doodads to fit. I just want to get these little threads off of here. Okay, so there's a lot more I want to do to the book, but I think the first thing... Oh, and I found this little brad. Isn't it pretty? And that's going to be his button on his vest. And I got the little vest with the folds in it done. So that's all ready to go. I did not round. I rounded one corner but didn't round this other one. So let me just give it a little round. And then I've been taking the glue, because this is definitely a material that will unwind on me, and I've just been putting a little bit, just like a fray edge, stop fray kind of thing. It's just a little bit of the glue. Ooh, I got lots of bits and pieces around. I just took my dogs for the second walk of the day up the mountain. I have not been sleeping well at all, so I thought, since I haven't been doing the mountain thing, maybe that's what my problem is. So we'll see. Maybe I will sleep well tonight. Anyway, so before we start gluing down all these pieces, because I don't want to do that until after he's on the book, just for, you know, kind of safety's sake kind of thing. So now, let me put this with its page. I did finish the inside of the angel page. So there's my little mosaic kind of thing. And then I had these two pieces. I am trying to... I did make one thing that I thought I would like, but it's just too thick. It's on a thin cardstock, but I did the stitching. But it just doesn't really allow this to close well. And it needs to close well. I also put brads on the sign that says the Traveler on it. I just put some brads on there so that it would just bring a little more life to the page, because it's so exciting on the outside, but then you open it up and of course it's just all for pictures. But you like to have a little something. So I'm sure I will come up with maybe some of the paper sprockets or something like that. But that you will see in the walkthrough. Just like some of the rest of this album you will see in the walkthrough. Okay. so there's that. So now, and I noticed that I still have to stitch my 2 pieces on there. So one thing that I know that I want to do, and oh shoot, I thought I had it here. Huh. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm on and you can hear me. Good. So I've got some of this macrame cord, and any kind of cording would work. Even if you have some of that piping, you know, that has a little bit of material that you can catch in a hem or something, any of that will work. Now I'm not sure this is in the center of my book, but I'm kind of unraveling a little bit of the ends, and I'm going to put these down so that I have those little bumps in the book. All right. I am going to use, I have 4-inch bookbinding linen. It's self-adhesive, so it'll be interesting because there's no backer paper, but I do have some spare backer paper, so I will be putting it on that. If you don't have spare backer paper, it might be a little more daring to do, but you can definitely get it done. So, but if you do get it from my Etsy shop, well, actually, I don't know that I have it on my Etsy shop yet. I do need to do that. But if you get it from my Etsy shop, I actually put it on some backer paper. So you guys will have some if you order some from my Etsy shop. I think I do it's 4 inches wide, and I think I give you a 10-inch piece. So, you know, that would pretty much do just about any book, except for this one, which is, how big is this sucker? 11.5 inches. So if you want a bigger piece because you're doing this book, just message me and, you know, I can do it. If you look for it and it's not on there, just message me and I will get it on there for you. So that goes with just about anything that I say I have, but I try very hard not to do that. Having a little hammer, if you don't have a cording that will unwind a little bit, just kind of tapping with a hammer will help flatten it. You may want to take it off the book and flatten it a little bit and then put it on the book and finish it up so that you're not really hammering on your book. These are soft-sided. It's not a metal hammer. This is a harder and this is a softer. I don't know where I got this from. I think it was maybe from jewelry or something, but it works perfectly when I want to do this kind of thing. So I was going to tell you about that. And that's basically you run a bead of glue, you put it on, flatten it out. You don't have to have any of it go down the sides of the book. You can just, and I will cut most of it off, but you know, you do want it to come all the way to the edge. So by gluing down just a little bit around the corners, and then you just tap it down to get it as flat as you can get it. Okay. So, there's that. And I'm sorry, I just can't seem to get this book in all the way. Now, I am going to use this sheet all the way to the edge. And then the bookbinder's linen will come over the top of it, but only about an inch. You'll have an inch on this side, the 2-inch spine. I think this was only a 2-inch spine. Let's see, what was that? Yep, 2-inch spine, and then you'll have an inch on the back. And that'll be perfect. So I am going to go ahead and set this up the way I'm going to want to use it. Line it all up. make sure I'm going to be happy with what I'm getting here. And pencil, my goodness, it was right where it was supposed to be. How exciting. And let's see what I have there. Okay, so I'm going to make this cut. I've got to get everything off of my... I always putting things on my cutter because it's like the only flat space that doesn't have anything on it because it's not supposed to have anything on it. But sometimes it's just very handy. Okay, so I'm taking extra special care because this is the only piece I have left that will do the whole front of this book. All right. Ooh, I'm very happy with that. Yes, that is going to be wonderful. And now, since I know that I'm going to have an inch covered, I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge so that I have as much of this piece as possible so I'm going to go in about a 1/2 inch. I don't want to take any chances. So there we go. Don't want to take any chances of not getting it covered up. So there we go. Yeah, love it. Love it. Okay, so this part has to be done before we get to this part, but I don't have to make up my guy yet. I am going to ink this all around, glue it down. Then I'm going to take all the bits and pieces and glue all of them down. And I do have a few finishing touches that I'm going to do. And I will explain all those to you in the walkthrough, okay? Then on the back, I don't have any more of the, whatchamacallit paper. I've got small bits and pieces. I don't have a large, I have this piece that I just cut off that one. So I could like put that down right here, which might be kind of fun. And yeah, I got no other big sheets left of all of that paper. I have gone through every single piece of it. So I'm thinking, well, let's see. What do we think? What do we think, guys, about... Nah, don't like that. Whoops. Something dropping here and there. We could put this material back here. That would be pretty, wouldn't it? That would be pretty. Have this piece here and fold over the edge, or I can do I like that. I think just fold over the edge. Give it a finished edge there. Finished edge on both sides, maybe. That would make it really stand out too much, though, I think. And then, if you bring the... Yeah. I don't know. Well, you guys will find that out. And I don't think this is quite... No, none of these are going to be quite long enough. I do have like this map material that is a nice quality cotton. It's not nearly as thick as that gray material. That could be very fun. Yeah. So that might be what I end up doing then, is a bit of this. And I might even take and make a little belt kind of piece out of it and bring it into the front, in between the paper and my bookbinder's linen. That might be really interesting because, I'm not doing flowers and all of that because this is basically geared towards a man. Now, I have cut out the goggles. And I have some tiny, let's see, I have some tiny brads. I don't know if I have enough of them, but I'm looking. Let's see. There's another one. So there's one side. There's 4 on each side. So hopefully... All right, let's see. There's 1, 2... Oh yeah, I see quite a few more in here. They're just the tiniest ones to get. Okay, so I have 4 little brads that I'm going to put around there. I should look and see if I have some, you know what, I might take, because these are kind of gold, and these that are on here are more rusty brown. So I might try and put some color on them. Yeah, I might try and put some color on them. So, that is pretty much what I'm going to do then, guys. I think I've got a alcohol ink. It's alcohol ink. What the heck? Let me see. And I'll see if it works too. Where are you? Where are you? Where do I have you guys? Huh. Oh, I know. Hold on. I'm going to walk away from my mic. Let's see here. Yeah, this one is Alcohol Pearl, and it's called Mineral. And let's see. Shake till mixing ball rattles and pigments mix. Alcohol pearls are permanent, fast-drying inks formulated to create pearlescent, colorful effects on non-porous surfaces. Well, I don't know if I want a pearlescent effect. Well, let's do one of them and see what it turns out to be. We got all this cool stuff. There we go. Let's see how that dries. It's like a huge dot on there. It's bubbling inside. I can see it bubbling. I know you guys wouldn't be able to see it, but it is bubbling inside. That is so cool. Huh. That is so cool. It stopped bubbling now. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's ready for me to take some off. Yeah. Well, I'll do those. That makes it a little too dark though, actually. So I'm going to look around and see what I've got that I can color these up just a little bit darker. And let me go ahead and wipe this one off so I don't have to get another one. I wonder, wiping it, no, wiped right off. Right off. Didn't let it dry. Too dark for me anyway. Okay, so that is about it, guys. You'll just see it in my walkthrough. Okay, and I will explain everything. If something is really tricky, I will come back to you. All right, love you all. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this series, and I can't wait to show you everything when it is done. Super fun. All right then, guys. Bye.